So in this video, I'm going to be going through some of my 3D modeling pipeline and discussing what I'm doing at the moment or currently and how I'm doing it, and also why. So one of the problems in our game, I Really Need This Job at the moment, is the ridiculous amount of vertexes. And that's primarily because we've got more detail than we need. This is one of the boxes from I Really Need This Job, and it's currently 40 by 40. I am sort of in the process of taking all models down to 15 by 15 like this. And I guess the real reason, well, I can show you, is this is what happens with the extra detail. It gets all these verts that isn't really needed. So I've previously done this with a tile, but the tile it's very simple and there's not much to show with it. It's mostly about removing those colors, the different colors there, so all these verts disappear, and removing it from like a 25 by 25 to 15 by 15. So that's currently what I'm doing, because that'll really not greatly improve our performance, but any performance gain is a plus right now. So 15 by 15 is quite small, but it's definitely possible to fit these boxes that I've just made inside it. So kind of going to start by just getting a flat plane there and picking a good color for the wood, for the palette, I suppose. It shouldn't be super bright or super dark. It should just be sort of, yeah, something like that. Just a natural wood. It's not supposed to draw the eye or anything. This is a static prop, so it doesn't need to be very obvious. I think this is the color I like for the boxes, and roughly it needs to be about to the top of this cube, because that represents a 1 by 1 grid in our game. So I kind of want like some different shaped boxes, and some of them should be taller than others, skinnier than others, and yeah. So I'm going to kind of just create some different shapes here. And some of them will fill out to the edges, some of them won't. It's not 100% necessary. Just get sort of a rough box. Oops. And so one of the important things here to know is what side we'll be looking at it from. Because one of the intentions of this is to remove as many color changes so we get less verts. They don't have to be completely to the top, they just have to be sort of maybe head height of the player. So it seems like an immovable object. I think I like the lower at the front, higher at the back kind of look, so the intern will come along here, and this looks like a solid edge to be across, to stop at. I think I like a sort of some difference between boxes so you can see some sort of shading, and it really depends on the angle you'll be looking at it, and our angle will probably be around that. So yeah, that's probably good there. Just for some sort of understanding that these are definitely boxes from the player. I like to do the little masking tape strip or But another thing, this is changing the color, so what I have to be doing is making sure that it's not going to affect too many verts. So what I like to do is just on the side that we're not going to see, I'm not going to bring it down at all, because it's nice knowing the angle of sort of the orientation of how the player views the scene. That way you get a little bit more ability to reduce what's on the other side. That really can just be blank. So yeah, they kind of look like some boxes right now. And what I did with the other boxes was I added some little markings to them to make them look like sort of deliveries and boxes. I really like this box up here, just sitting on top, really small, so I might do that as well, if I can find a place for it. Might right here, maybe. Another small box up there won't change it too much, and it just gives it a little bit more height, interesting sort of shape. So I'll go ahead and do that. This is the color I was using. Yep. So if it's an odd sort of that's even dimensions, so I'll change that by 1. And realistically, we might not even see that side too much, but I'll still do it. So I can get rid of some of the detail on that side. Oop. Yeah, so roughly that's what I'm going to end up with. I did originally like the markings on the boxes, but yeah, I don't think it's too important. I think the most important thing to get from this is reducing the vert count. So these boxes will do. I think that's fine. So what I'll just do is I'll save it as so new boxes. And I will export as an OBJ, which will grab the materials as well, which is handy. So I can just import these in our project. We would import them into a imports folder, but I'm just going to drag them over and stick them all together just in this new project. I'll grab the box and the material. And so what happens with imports from Magic Voxel is that their scale is way off. So what I've found is just going to the scale factor of the import settings, and about 0.08 I think is a correct size for the boxes. it could be 0, 2. Yeah, so I know I think it's 0, 8 then. Yeah. Let's get that out of the scene. And then from this, you can't apply the material directly to the boxes. You actually have to go into the default that it gives you and apply it to that. And so that's roughly how it'll look. There'll be some different lighting on it, and the materials will actually change. We'll change the shader that we're using on it. And yeah, that's about it. So that's currently what I'm doing. I'm going through all of our models. There's quite a few of them to get through. And once that's done, I should have a much better vert count than at least this, because this was sort of creating really unnecessary topology or vertex, really high vertex counts, and I can get these down by far, so that's what I'm doing currently. Alright, well, see you in the next video.